equals the first rays of dawn, a soft, ethereal blush, touch the uppermost layers of baked brick, painting the colossal granary walls a warm ochre. Below, in the meticulously planned thoroughfares of this ancient city, a cool stillness lingers, a profound quiet before the day truly begins. You stand upon a broad avenue, perfectly straight and oriented with a surveyor's precision, gazing towards the distant gleam of the mighty Indus River, the lifeblood that carves its path through this vast civilization, nurturing the fertile plains for countless generations. The air, still holding the crispness of night, carries faint whispers of the awakening city, a gentle prelude to the bustling activity that will soon unfold. This remarkable urban expanse, constructed with an astonishing consistency of design, stretches out around you in a grid pattern, its principal streets running cardinal directions, an architectural marvel centuries ahead of its time. Each substantial dwelling, every public structure, is built from standardized fired clay bricks, uniform in size and quality, a testament to an organized populace and a highly skilled artisan class that valued precision and communal living. The advanced drainage systems, hidden beneath the carefully paved streets, are already functioning, silently carrying away the previous day's water from household bathrooms and public facilities, a commitment to hygiene unseen elsewhere in the ancient world. As the sun climbs higher, casting longer shadows down the wide avenues, the scent of wood smoke begins to drift from hidden courtyards, mingling with the earthy aroma of damp soil and the distant, sweet perfume of blossoming jasmine from private gardens. From within the thick walls of nearby homes, you discern the soft scraping of grinding stones as families prepare their morning meal, turning hard wheat and barley into fine flour for flatbreads. The lowing of distant humped zebu cattle, a sound woven into the very fabric of life here, echoes faintly from beyond the city walls, where fields of crops stretch towards the horizon. Observe the robust construction all around you. These buildings are not merely shelters, but enduring monuments to a collective spirit. The bricks, crafted from local clays and hardened in intensely hot kilns, form walls that have stood for centuries, witnessing the steady rhythm of daily existence. Even the foundations are laid with painstaking care, deeply set to resist the shifting sands and the relentless monsoon deluges, ensuring the longevity of each structure within this grand settlement. No grand palaces or ostentatious temples dominate the skyline, only a consistent dignity in every edifice. A few figures emerge from doorways, their movements slow and deliberate in the growing light. They wear simple, draped garments fashioned from finely woven cotton, a fabric cultivated and processed right here in these fertile lands, a testament to an early mastery of textile production. Some individuals wear intricate bead necklaces of carnelian, a deep red stone, or lapis lazuli, its vibrant blue a hint of distant trade routes reaching far into the mountains of what is now Afghanistan. Others adorn their wrists and ankles with slender copper bangles, catching the soft morning light. Life in this well-ordered community commences with a quiet industry. Women move with practiced grace towards the numerous private wells found within many homes, or to the communal wells thoughtfully placed at regular intervals along the streets, their terracotta pots balanced skillfully upon their heads. The steady splash and gurgle of drawing water become another soothing layer in the urban soundscape, an ancient symphony of daily living. Already, a few merchants begin to stir at the edge of the market square, carefully arranging their wares, their hushed conversations drifting on the morning breeze. The great river itself, the Indus, flows with an immense, unhurried power a short distance from the city's heart, a constant presence that defines the very existence of this civilization. Its waters provide not only sustenance for agriculture, but also serve as a vital artery for trade, carrying goods from the upstream settlements and enabling communication across the expansive reach of this riverine empire. Heavy wooden barges, laden with terracotta pottery, raw cotton, or stacks of valuable timber, drift lazily downstream, propelled by the current or guided by long poles, testament to a thriving maritime commerce. Towards the heart of the settlement, a structure of profound significance emerges into view: the Great Bath. Its precisely engineered brick walls enclose a large, sunken pool, meticulously lined with a natural tar-like bitumen to prevent water leakage, a feat of ancient engineering. Surrounding the ceremonial tank are smaller rooms, perhaps for changing or ritual purification, their entrances shadowed and cool. This communal space suggests a society that valued ritual cleansing and shared experiences, a place where the people gathered, not under the decree of a single ruler, but in a shared understanding of communal practices. Stepping inside one of the typical residential dwellings, you observe its simple yet functional layout. Each house, regardless of its size, demonstrates a remarkable consistency in its planning, often centered around a private courtyard that provides both light and ventilation. The thick mud-plastered walls keep the interiors cool during the sweltering summers and retain warmth in the cooler seasons. Small, strategically placed windows allow for air circulation while maintaining privacy from the street. Many homes feature their own wells, deep and cool, offering ready access to fresh water, a luxury in the ancient world. In the small, well-equipped kitchens of these homes, the aroma of a simple but nourishing breakfast begins to permeate the air. Wheat and barley, staple crops of this fertile region, are ground into flour, then mixed with water and kneaded into dough for unleavened flatbreads, cooked over small, smoldering fires. Perhaps a stew of lentils, gathered from the fields surrounding the city, simmers gently, seasoned with locally grown mustard or sesame seeds. The daily meals here are humble, yet hearty, reflecting a diet rich in grains and pulses, supplemented by vegetables and the occasional fish or meat. Despite the obvious industriousness, there is an overarching sense of quiet order, an absence of overt displays of power or military might. No grand fortified walls beyond the modest citadel enclosure suggest a constant threat, implying instead a peaceful populace, focused on trade, agriculture, and the consistent maintenance of their sophisticated urban environment. The tools found throughout the city speak more of craftsmanship and farming than of weaponry, painting a picture of a civilization that prioritized harmonious coexistence and efficient resource management over conquest. The workshops of the craftspeople are now stirring with activity. In one area, a bead maker meticulously drills tiny holes into exquisite carnelian stones, preparing them for stringing into elaborate necklaces. Next door, a lapidary polishes lapis lazuli to a brilliant sheen, creating pieces of jewelry that would soon travel far across the ancient world. Coppersmiths, with their controlled fires, hammer and shape tools and ornaments, their rhythmic clanging a muted counterpoint to the city's awakening hum. This dedication to finely wrought goods speaks volumes about their aesthetic sensibilities and economic prowess. Throughout the city, small, intricately carved steatite seals are frequently unearthed, bearing the images of animals, perhaps a humped bull, an elephant, or a mythical unicorn-like creature, alongside a mysterious script, a sequence of symbols that remains undeciphered to this day. These seals, often found in merchant districts, were likely used to mark ownership of goods or to authenticate documents in their vast trading network. Their presence is a constant, enigmatic reminder of the lost language of this people, their direct voice silenced by the passage of millennia, an untold story waiting to be heard. The extent of their trade is truly remarkable. Goods from this civilization, including cotton textiles, beads, and even timber, traveled across the sea to distant Mesopotamia, exchanging hands for materials like tin, silver, and precious stones not found in the Indus plains. Overland routes linked them to other ancient cultures, establishing a network of commerce that spanned continents. The regular arrival and departure of merchants, with their varied accents and exotic goods, contributed to the vibrant, cosmopolitan atmosphere of this ancient port and urban center. The city is thoughtfully divided into distinct areas, with the lower town, where the majority of the populace resides and conducts their daily affairs, lying spread out beneath a slightly elevated citadel. This citadel, though not a fortress in the military sense, housed what appear to be important public buildings, possibly administrative offices or ritual spaces, including the expansive granary and the Great Bath. This separation suggests a hierarchical structure, yet one focused on public utility and collective welfare rather than the personal glorification of a ruling elite. The mastery of water management within these cities is nothing short of astounding. Beyond the domestic wells, a complex network of covered drains, constructed from meticulously laid bricks, runs beneath the major streets, carrying waste and runoff away from the living areas and out of the city. Larger public drains, sometimes wide enough for a person to walk through, ensured the city remained clean and healthy, an unparalleled level of public hygiene for its era, demonstrating a profound understanding of sanitation and urban planning. Beyond the ordered brick walls, the fertile plains stretch, nourished by the annual inundations of the Great River. Farmers, working in harmony with the rhythm of the monsoons and the river's ebb and flow, cultivate extensive fields of wheat and barley, the foundational crops that fed the populace. Their agricultural practices were highly sophisticated, with evidence of irrigation channels and the systematic planting of a variety of foodstuffs, ensuring a stable and abundant supply for the dense urban populations. The ubiquitous humped zebu cattle, gentle and patient, are an integral part of this agrarian society. They are not merely livestock, but a vital resource, providing milk, labor for plowing fields, and their dung used as fuel and fertilizer. Their quiet presence is felt everywhere, from the fields where they graze to the city streets where they occasionally wander. Their steady, reassuring forms a symbol of the peaceful productivity that characterizes this ancient civilization. As midday approaches, the sun climbs to its zenith, intensifying the golden glow on the brickwork, heating the air to a balmy warmth. The shadows shorten, and the sounds of the city become more distinct, yet remain subdued. The soft clatter of pottery, the distant murmur of voices, the rustle of cotton garments, all blending into a harmonious hum. Even in the height of the day, there is a sense of calm efficiency, a measured pace to the daily endeavors that speaks of deep-seated traditions and a well-understood routine. The absence of monumental sculptures of kings, of grand imperial tombs, or even clear depictions of warfare sets this civilization apart from many of its contemporaries. Instead, the evidence points towards a form of collective governance, perhaps through a council of elders or priests, a society where consensus and communal well-being might have held greater sway than individual autocratic rule. This understated yet profound organization contributes to the aura of mystery surrounding their societal structure and political life. The rhythm of life here feels immutable, as ancient as the river itself, a continuous cycle of rising and setting sun, of sowing and harvest, of trade and craft. Generations have lived within these well-built homes, walked these same straight streets, and gazed upon the same enduring brick walls. The sheer scale and uniformity of this civilization, spread across a vast geographical area, suggest a profound cultural cohesion, a shared identity that transcended individual settlements. Time, in this setting, feels like a slow, deliberate current, mirroring the flow of the mighty industry. It moves with the deliberate pace of the artisans in their workshops, with the patient growth of the crops in the fields, and with the measured construction of these enduring urban centers. Every detail, from the smallest bead to the grandest granary, speaks of a commitment to permanence and a deep respect for the established order of things. The foundations of this city run deep, literally and figuratively, into the fertile soil and into the annals of time, yet for millennia their story would remain untold, their existence swallowed by the earth, their achievements forgotten by the wider world. The steadfastness of these brick walls and the unwavering course of the Indus River would endure, silently guarding the secrets of a once thriving civilization, waiting patiently for the rediscovery that would slowly begin to unearth their magnificent, forgotten legacy. You awaken gently, nestled within the cool embrace of fired brick walls. The first hint of dawn, a soft gray light, filters through a small, high window, casting a quiet pallor across the simple, plastered interior of your home. A new day begins in this ancient city, a place of order and tranquility, where the rhythm of life is as steady and predictable as the mighty Indus itself. The air, still cool from the night, carries a faint, earthy scent mixed with the distant, almost imperceptible murmur of the city stirring from its slumber. Your dwelling, like many others, is a testament to the city's intelligent design. Its sturdy, standardized bricks, fired to a rich reddish brown, have stood for generations, a silent promise of stability. You rise from your sleeping mat, feeling the cool, smooth floor beneath your bare feet. The house is designed for comfort and privacy, with clearly defined rooms for living and sleeping, often arranged around a central courtyard that brings in light and air. In the morning quiet, you make your way to the small, private bathing room within your home, a feature of almost every residence in this meticulous city. Here, fresh water from a nearby communal well, drawn the evening before and stored in a clay jar, awaits. The city's ingenious drainage system, hidden beneath the streets, ensures that the used water flows away cleanly, maintaining the remarkable hygiene that defines your community. You perform a simple cleansing, the cool water refreshing your skin, a daily ritual that connects you to the deep-seated value of purity shared by all. Dressed in a simple, practical cotton dode, woven locally from the plants that thrive in the fertile river plains, you move into the main living space. The fabric is light and breathable, perfectly suited to the warmth that will soon envelop the city. For breakfast, a modest meal awaits, a bowl of hearty barley porridge, perhaps sweetened with a few dates gathered from a distant oasis, or accompanied by a small, unleavened flatbread, still warm from the earthen oven in the communal kitchen shared with neighboring homes. The food is simple, yet nourishing, a reflection of the abundant harvests provided by the benevolent river and the diligent hands of the farmers. The air in your home is calm, permeated by the subtle scent of cooking grains and a faint, sweet aroma from a small clay incense burner. As the sun begins its ascent, casting long, soft shadows across the meticulously planned streets, you step outside. The city awakens with a quiet hum, a symphony of gentle sounds. You hear the distant clatter of a potter beginning their work, the rhythmic swish of a broom against the packed earth, the soft murmur of neighbors exchanging morning greetings. The streets themselves are a marvel, laid out in a precise grid pattern, wide and straight, allowing for easy passage and a constant flow of fresh air. They are remarkably clean, a testament to the collective effort and the omnipresent drainage channels that run discreetly along their edges. There are no grand palaces dominating the skyline, no imposing fortifications suggesting fear or conflict. Instead, you see a harmonious expanse of uniform brick houses, each contributing to the overall sense of peace and equality. Your path might take you towards the river, the lifeblood of this civilization. The majestic Indus, broad and slow-moving, glows a deep emerald green under the morning sun. Its banks are already bustling with a quiet energy. Here, women collect fresh water in large terracotta jars, balancing them gracefully on their heads, their cotton garments swaying gently with each step. Fishermen cast their nets, their small, flat-bottomed boats gliding silently across the water's surface. Children, their laughter soft and playful, splash at the river's edge, their joy a pure note in the morning air. The river provides not only sustenance, but also a vital artery for trade, connecting your city to distant lands. You might see a small caravan of bullock carts, laden with goods, making its way from the distant trading posts, their drivers already haggling softly with merchants by the river's edge. The familiar sight and sound of the river bring a profound sense of continuity and security. As the sun climbs higher, warming the air, the city's heart quickens its measured pulse. You might walk towards the section of the city dedicated to its skilled artisans. The sounds here are different. The steady thwack of a weaver's loom, the low hum of a potter's wheel, the delicate tap-tap-tap of a bead-maker shaping precious carnelian or lapis lazuli. You observe a weaver, their fingers deftly manipulating threads of finely spun cotton, creating intricate patterns that will adorn garments or serve as decorative hangings. The air is thick with the scent of raw cotton, mixed with a faint, metallic tang of tools and the warm, earthy smell of clay. Each artisan works with a focused intensity, their craft a source of pride and a vital contribution to the communal welfare. The absence of ostentatious display in their workshops speaks to a society that values skill and utility over extravagance. You notice small, intricately carved steatite seals lying on workbenches, ready to impress their distinctive, undeciphered script onto packages of finished goods, marking them for trade or ownership. Perhaps your day involves a visit to the city's central marketplace, not a chaotic clamor, but an organized symphony of exchanges. Here, beneath shaded awnings, the bounty of the land and the fruits of distant trade are laid out. Heaps of golden wheat and barley, sacks of lentils and sesame seeds, vibrant bundles of fresh vegetables, and sun-ripened melons are displayed with care. Merchants, their faces calm and attentive, barter for goods, often using a standardized system of weights and measures that ensures fairness in every transaction. You might spot a trader, distinguished by his slightly more elaborate cotton shawl, perhaps recently returned from a long journey to Mesopotamia or Afghanistan, displaying exotic shells or semi-precious stones. The air here carries the mingled scents of grains, fresh produce, and subtle spices, a gentle aroma that suggests abundance without excess. The conversation is always respectful, the atmosphere one of trust and mutual benefit, reflecting the collective spirit of the community. Towards the heart of the city stands the colossal granary, a testament to the foresight and communal effort of your ancestors. Its vast, elevated structure, built to protect the precious harvest from floods and pests, is a hub of activity. Workers move with a steady, purposeful rhythm, storing the surplus grains that will feed the city through leaner times. The granary embodies the very principle of collective welfare, ensuring that no one goes hungry. The scale of it is humbling, a quiet assertion of the city's ability to sustain itself and its people through careful planning and diligent labor. The air around it smells faintly of dry grains, a wholesome, comforting scent. As midday approaches, the sun reaches its zenith, casting a golden haze over the brick structures. The intensity of activity across the city begins to wane, a natural pause mirroring the warmth of the day. You might return to the shaded coolness of your home, enjoying a light lunch of flatbread and perhaps some pickled vegetables or a handful of dried fruit. Children, Usually engaged in quiet play with small terracotta toys or simple games, seek the shade of courtyards, their voices hushed by the heat. The atmosphere becomes even more tranquil, a time for gentle repose before the afternoon's gentle resurgence of activity. The city seems to breathe in, holding its collective breath in the stillness. Later in the afternoon, as the heat begins to soften, you might feel drawn to the most renowned structure in the city, the Great Bath. Its impressive, almost monumental proportions, set within a carefully constructed courtyard, stand as a symbol of the city's profound dedication to ritual purity and communal well-being. Descending the wide, clean steps, precisely cut from fired brick, into the large, rectangular basin, the water greets your skin with a cool, refreshing embrace. The water, drawn from a deep, enclosed well, is meticulously maintained, emptied, and refilled regularly to ensure its pristine quality. The silence within the walls of the Great Bath is profound, broken only by the gentle lapping of water and the occasional soft cough. This is not merely a place for washing, it is a sacred space for ritual cleansing, a communal act of purification that fosters a deep sense of shared identity and spiritual connection. You observe others, both men and women, engaging in quiet ablutions, their movements unhurried, their expressions serene. Small, private changing rooms surround the courtyard, offering discretion, yet the overarching feeling is one of shared reverence and peace. The air here feels cleansed, quiet, a sanctuary from the gentle hum of daily life. Returning from the Great Bath, feeling refreshed and renewed, the afternoon continues its serene pace. You might engage in further tasks, perhaps mending a garment with a delicate bone needle, or assisting a neighbor with preparing vegetables for the evening meal. Communal interaction is subtle, woven into the fabric of daily life rather than marked by grand pronouncements. There are no boisterous public assemblies, no loud pronouncements from a ruling class. Instead, decisions are made through quiet consensus, through the shared understanding of what benefits the whole. The atmosphere is consistently one of mutual respect and cooperation, a deep-seated belief in the strength of the collective. As the sun begins its slow descent towards the western horizon, painting the sky in hues of soft orange and rose, the city's tempo gradually unwinds. The distant sounds of artisans at work fade into silence. Children are called home, their games ending as the shadows lengthen. The smell of cooking fires, gentle and inviting, begins to waft through the air, carrying hints of simmering lentils and baking flatbread. Families gather in their homes, the day's activities winding down. The evening meal is another simple affair, often shared with extended family or close neighbors. You sit on the cool floor, sharing food from common clay bowls, a hearty vegetable stew, fresh flatbreads, perhaps some spiced pulses. Conversation is gentle, stories of the day exchanged in quiet tones. The flickering light of an oil lamp casts dancing shadows on the plastered walls, creating a sense of intimacy and warmth. There is a deep satisfaction in this communal sharing, a quiet acknowledgement of the day's work and the bounty it has brought. The sounds of the city grow softer still, replaced by the occasional distant bark of a dog or the soft chirp of crickets. As darkness fully embraces the city, stars begin to prick the velvety expanse of the night sky, their ancient light mirroring the enduring quiet of your world. You prepare for sleep, the day's simple rhythms having brought a gentle weariness. The cool bricks of your home offer a comforting sense of security. The knowledge that the city rests safe and sound, its meticulous systems ensuring peace and prosperity, brings a deep tranquility. The river flows onward, a constant lullaby, and you drift into slumber, enveloped by the stillness of a civilization that prioritizes harmony, craftsmanship, and communal well-being above all else. Its story, though later lost to the annals of recorded history, continues its gentle, timeless unfolding in your dreams. Welcome back to our journey, fellow dream traveler, into the hushed whispers of an empire that history almost forgot. We've drifted through the ingenious grid of their city streets, felt the cool touch of their private baths, and glimpsed the purposeful flow of life around the colossal granary and the sacred Great Bath. Tonight, let us delve deeper, beyond the bricks and the drains, into the very soul of this remarkable civilization, a soul characterized not by clamor or conquest, but by a serene harmony that resonates even across millennia. Close your eyes, if you haven't already. Allow the gentle currents of imagination to carry you further into the past, into the very heart of the Indus Valley, where the air hums not with the shouts of kings, but with the quiet dignity of a people who understood the profound power of consensus. One of the most astonishing aspects of this forgotten realm, when one truly ponders it, is the absence of what we typically associate with powerful empires. No grand palaces, no towering monuments to individual rulers, no vast caches of weaponry, and remarkably, no definitive evidence of a standing army. Picture this, a sprawling civilization encompassing hundreds of cities and towns, yet seemingly governed not by decree from a singular throne, but by a subtler, more pervasive understanding of shared responsibility and collective well-being. Imagine the decision-making in such a society. It wasn't about a single voice dictating the future, but perhaps a council of wise elders or civic administrators chosen not for their lineage or wealth, but for their proven dedication to the community. These would be individuals whose lives were intertwined with the city's pulse, perhaps a master artisan renowned for their fairness, or a seasoned trader known for their integrity, or a priestess deeply attuned to the rhythms of nature and the spiritual needs of the people. Their authority would not stem from coercion, but from earned respect, from a quiet wisdom that saw beyond personal gain to the flourishing of the whole. Consider the meticulous planning that went into every city, the remarkable standardization of bricks, weights, and measures across vast distances. This wasn't chaos or individual whims. This spoke of a central organizing principle, yes, but one driven by a unified vision, a collective agreement on what constituted a well-ordered, equitable society. It was a governance of quiet diligence, ensuring that every citizen, from the humble potter to the prosperous merchant, lived within a framework of predictability and mutual support. There was a profound sense of we over I, a communal consciousness that saw the health of the drainage system as vital to everyone, and the bounty of the granary as a shared resource for all. This was not a society built on ostentation, but on a deep, almost spiritual commitment to the practical welfare of its people. And what of their spiritual life, you might wonder? Here, too, the answers are subtle, woven into the fabric of daily existence rather than proclaimed from monumental temples. Unlike the grand ziggurats of Mesopotamia or the colossal pyramids of Egypt, the Indus cities reveal no such towering shrines. Instead, their spirituality seems to have been more intimately connected to the natural world, a reverence for life itself, for the fertile earth, and for the life-giving waters of the Indus. Imagine a quiet morning ritual, a family offering a small libation of water or grain to a sacred peepal tree, its heart-shaped leaves rustling gently in the breeze. The peepal, depicted on many of their enigmatic seals, was likely seen as a cosmic tree, a source of life and wisdom, its roots reaching deep into the earth and its branches touching the heavens. There would be no elaborate sacrifices, no booming incantations, but a soft, murmured prayer of gratitude, a simple act of acknowledging the interconnectedness of all things. Many terracotta figurines found across the cities depict what scholars often refer to as a mother goddess, a powerful symbol of fertility, creation, and abundance. These were not enshrined in vast temples, but perhaps kept in homes, small, comforting presences on a shelf or in a niche, embodying the hopes for good harvests, healthy children, and the continued flow of life. Her presence would remind families of the earth's generosity and the cyclical nature of existence. Children might play with smaller versions, their imaginations weaving tales around these ancient symbols. Animals, too, held deep significance. The majestic bull, the enigmatic unicorn-like creature, the tiger, and the elephant, all beautifully carved onto their seals, were likely more than mere depictions. They were probably totems, symbols of power, fertility, wisdom, or protection, perhaps associated with specific clans, occupations, or even deities. The presence of these creatures in their art suggests a close relationship with the natural world, a respect for its untamed forces, and an understanding of its spiritual lessons. Imagine walking through a busy marketplace and seeing a merchant wearing a small amulet carved with a bull, or a child clutching a toy elephant, connecting them subtly to these ancient, powerful energies. The Great Bath, which we touched upon earlier, was likely a focal point for ritual purification, a communal act of cleansing and renewal. But imagine this not as a somber obligation, but as a moment of quiet reflection, a collective pause in the rhythm of daily life, where water, the very essence of life, became a medium for spiritual cleansing and rejuvenation. Perhaps during seasonal festivals tied to the planting or harvesting cycles, the Great Bath would become a vibrant hub of activity, a gathering place for shared prayers, songs, and communal feasts, all designed to honor the natural forces that sustain their lives. Now, let us turn to the most tantalizing and enduring mystery of this civilization, their script. Thousands of seals bear inscriptions in a script that remains undeciphered, a silent language waiting patiently to yield its secrets. These aren't just crude markings, they are elegant, precise symbols, often accompanied by those iconic animal motifs. Imagine the artistry involved in carving these tiny, intricate seals, each one a miniature masterpiece. A skilled artisan would spend hours meticulously engraving the compact images and the lines of the unknown script onto steatite, a soft stone, creating something both functional and profoundly aesthetic. What did these seals communicate? Were they names, titles, mercantile receipts, spiritual invocations, or a combination of all? Imagine a merchant, after a successful trade along the river, pressing his unique seal into a lump of clay to mark his goods, the impression serving as his signature, his guarantee, his identity. For the illiterate, the image of the unicorn or the bull would be instantly recognizable. For those who could read, perhaps the script offered deeper meaning, a specific detail about the goods, their origin, or even a blessing for the journey. These seals weren't merely tools of commerce. They were miniature canvases, portals into the mind and beliefs of the Indus people. They are a testament to a sophisticated system of communication, suggesting a degree of literacy, at least among certain segments of society, and a meticulous approach to record-keeping, essential for managing a complex urban civilization. To hold one in your mind's eye is to feel the weight of centuries of unspoken words, of stories locked away in elegant symbols, waiting for their voice to be heard again. Beyond the seals, the Indus people express themselves through a range of artistic forms. While grand sculpture is rare, they created exquisite small bronzes, such as the famous Dancing Girl from Mohenjo-Daro, a vivid portrayal of youthful grace and confidence, her posture suggesting a freedom of expression that transcends time. They crafted beautiful pottery, often painted with geometric designs or simplified animal motifs, reflecting both their aesthetic sensibilities and their practical needs. Their terracotta figurines, beyond the mother goddess, include charming animal figures, small carts, and even human effigies, perhaps children's toys, dolls, or representations used in rituals. These small objects, often found in domestic settings, offer intimate glimpses into the daily lives, beliefs, and playful spirit of the Indus people. Consider the rhythm of daily life beyond the public spaces. In their standardized brick homes, imagine the simple routines: the clatter of pottery as a meal is prepared, the murmur of conversations carried on in a language we can only guess at. Children would play with terracotta rattles, miniature carts, or small animal figures, their laughter echoing in courtyards. Education was likely informal, a process of apprenticeship. A child would learn the family trade, pottery, weaving, bricklaying, or farming, through observation and hands-on experience, absorbing the skills and knowledge passed down through generations. This deep-seated tradition of craftsmanship, honed over centuries, is evident in the remarkable consistency and quality of their artifacts across the vast expanse of their empire. Evenings would bring a quiet calm. Families might gather on flat rooftops during cooler months, sharing stories under the vast, star-strewn sky. The absence of ostentatious display suggests a society that valued contentment over accumulation, community over individual glory. Perhaps music, too, filled the air, simple flutes, drums, or stringed instruments, providing a backdrop to the peaceful evenings, binding families and neighbors in shared moments of repose. One of the most profound lessons this civilization offers, perhaps especially relevant in our own bustling world, is its apparent commitment to peace. As mentioned, there is a striking lack of evidence for warfare. Few weapons, no fortifications in the traditional sense, and no artistic depictions of battles or conquests. Compared to their contemporaries in Egypt and Mesopotamia, whose histories are replete with tales of conflict and military might, the Indus peoples stand apart as an anomaly, a testament to the possibility of a large, complex civilization flourishing through collaboration rather than conflict. Imagine the mindset of a people who channeled their collective energy into building elaborate drainage systems, standardized weights, impressive public baths, and beautiful crafts, rather than into developing more sophisticated instruments of war. Their ingenuity was directed towards civic welfare, technological innovation, and artistic expression, suggesting a society that prioritized sustenance, order, and perhaps spiritual harmony above all else. This quiet consensus, this mutual respect, wasn't just a convenient way to build cities. It seems to have been the bedrock of their entire existence. Yet, this profound peace, this quiet harmony, also deepens the mystery of their eventual decline. How could such a well-organized, seemingly contented civilization simply fade away, leaving behind only the enigmatic ruins of their cities and the silent whispers of their undeciphered script? As the night deepens, let these thoughts settle gently in your mind. The Indus Valley civilization, with its emphasis on hygiene, community, consensus, and quiet craftsmanship, offers us a unique reflection on what it means to build a thriving society. It reminds us that power doesn't always roar from battlefields or sit on golden thrones. Sometimes, it resides in the quiet hum of shared purpose, in the silent dignity of a people who built their world not on conquest, but on the profound, enduring strength of harmony. Rest now, carried by the gentle current of these reflections. We have walked deeper into their lives, felt the quiet pulse of their beliefs, and pondered the silent language of their art. The full mystery of their disappearance, the forces that led to their eventual erasure from the annals of history, still awaits us. But for tonight, let the tranquility of their peaceful existence be your lullaby as you drift into dreams touched by the enduring serenity of an empire that history almost forgot. And so, we arrive at the twilight of this extraordinary civilization, a society that chose harmony over conquest, ingenuity over aggression. Their cities, once bustling with life, the rhythmic clack of looms, the lowing of cattle, the quiet hum of commerce across the well-ordered streets, did not fall with a sudden, violent crash. There was no thunderous siege, no scorched earth, no final, desperate battle etched into the annals of history. Instead, the decline of the Indus Valley civilization was a gentle fading, a slow, quiet withdrawal, like the tide receding from a vast, ancient shore, leaving only whispers in the sand. Imagine, if you will, the subtle shifts that began to ripple through their peaceful existence. Picture the vast, fertile plains where their bountiful harvests once thrived. For centuries, the lifeblood of this civilization was the intricate dance of the monsoon rains, a benevolent cycle that nourished the Indus and its tributaries. But something began to change. The rhythm of nature, so meticulously observed and respected by these people, grew erratic. Perhaps the monsoon winds, once reliable, began to falter, arriving late or bringing less rain. Year by year, the mighty rivers, once generous and full, might have started to shrink, their banks revealing more mud than water. The ancient Gagar-Hakra river system, often associated with the mythical Sarasvati, which was once a major waterway supporting numerous settlements, began to slowly dry up, its channels gradually filling with sand, transforming fertile riverbeds into arid stretches of forgotten land. This wasn't a sudden, apocalyptic event, but a gradual tightening of the environmental noose. As the water sources diminished, the agricultural yields, which had sustained their dense urban populations, would have begun to dwindle. The once lush fields of wheat, barley, and cotton would have struggled, turning brittle under a relentless sun. The challenge wasn't just a lack of water, it was also the cumulative effect of centuries of human activity. The very prosperity of their civilization, built on resourcefulness, might have inadvertently contributed to its decline. Imagine the demand for wood for fuel, for firing the millions of standardized bricks that built their magnificent cities, for crafting their intricate tools and artifacts. Forests that once carpeted the river valleys might have slowly receded, leaving behind a scarred landscape, more vulnerable to erosion and desertification. Overgrazing by their domesticated animals, too, could have put immense pressure on the delicate ecosystem, further degrading the land. And then there were the rivers themselves, powerful and unpredictable forces of nature. The Indus, though a source of life, was also capable of immense destruction. Perhaps a series of catastrophic floods, not just localized inundations, but massive, relentless deluges, repeatedly submerged cities like Mohenjo-Daro. We find evidence of layers of silt and debris within the city, indicating multiple rebuilding efforts after significant flooding. Each time, the colossal effort to reconstruct and restore order would have strained resources, tested resilience, and perhaps, over generations, eroded the very will to persist in such a challenging environment. Picture communities, exhausted and disheartened, staring at their submerged homes and fields, making the agonizing decision to abandon what they had so lovingly built. Beyond water and land, the very ground beneath their feet might have played a role. The Indian subcontinent is a tectonically active region. Earthquakes, frequent and powerful, could have dramatically altered river courses, diverting vital water supplies away from established settlements. A river that once flowed past a thriving city could, after a massive seismic event, shift its path entirely, leaving the city stranded and cut off from its lifeline. Such an event would not only destroy infrastructure, but also sow a deep sense of insecurity and vulnerability. It's tempting to search for a single, dramatic cause, a clear explanation for the disappearance of such a remarkable civilization. But the truth is often more complex, more nuanced. It's highly probable that no single factor delivered the final blow. Instead, it was a confluence of these environmental pressures: the shifting climate, the dwindling rivers, the degradation of land, and the devastating floods and earthquakes that slowly, inexorably began to unravel the fabric of their society. It wasn't an invasion. It wasn't a sudden war. It was a long, drawn-out battle against the changing face of their world, a battle that even their unparalleled ingenuity and peaceful resilience eventually could not win. As these environmental challenges mounted, the great urban centers, once beacons of planning and prosperity, began to show signs of strain. The meticulous planning that characterized cities like Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa, with their precise grid layouts and advanced drainage systems, began to falter. The quality of construction, once remarkably uniform with its standardized bricks, started to decline. Later phases of building show a noticeable lack of the earlier precision and care. Buildings were shoddily constructed, sometimes encroaching upon public spaces, suggesting a breakdown in the communal oversight and consensus-based governance that defined their early success. The population, facing increasing hardship, would have begun to disperse. The grand cities were not violently destroyed, but rather, they slowly depopulated, their inhabitants gradually migrating outwards, seeking sustenance and new beginnings in smaller, more sustainable settlements. Imagine homes standing empty, public baths silent, the Great Bath no longer echoing with the sounds of ritual purification. The bustling markets would have grown quiet, the vibrant workshops still. It wasn't a sudden exodus, but a gradual thinning out, like a forest losing its leaves one by one as winter approaches. With the dispersal of people and the weakening of urban centers, the intricate networks of commerce and administration that sustained their civilization would have begun to fray. The thousands of seals, once vital for trade and communication, bearing their undeciphered script and animal totems, became less common, eventually disappearing entirely. Literacy, a hallmark of their sophisticated society, likely waned as the specialized scribal class dispersed or found their skills less relevant in a fragmented world. The unique Harappan script, which continues to hold its secrets from us today, quietly faded from use, taking with it a direct linguistic link to their thoughts and stories. The distinctively Harappan material culture, too, began to transform. The iconic dancing girl bronze statue, the serene terracotta figurines of the mother goddess, the precise weights and measures, the beautiful pottery. All these elements, which spoke of a shared cultural identity and a sophisticated artistic sensibility, gradually gave way to simpler forms or disappeared altogether. The uniformity that had characterized their entire civilization, from the bricks in their cities to the designs on their pottery, began to erode. Local variations emerged, suggesting a fracturing of the broader cultural unity into smaller, more localized traditions. Yet, it would be inaccurate to say they were entirely erased. While their grand cities crumbled into mounds of earth, and their unique script vanished, elements of their profound spiritual and practical life subtly endured, flowing like subterranean rivers into the subsequent cultures that would emerge on the subcontinent. The erasure was more a transformation, a quiet integration rather than a complete annihilation. Consider their spiritual beliefs, deeply rooted in nature and fertility. The reverence for the peepal tree, with its heart-shaped leaves, was not lost. It persisted and evolved, becoming the sacred fig or Bodhi tree, a central symbol in later Indic religions, revered as a place of enlightenment and spiritual significance. The countless figurines of the Mother Goddess, symbols of fertility and creation, also found echoes. Her veneration subtly merged into the widespread worship of Devi or Shakti, the divine feminine power, a cornerstone of later Hindu traditions. The enigmatic Proto-Shiva or Pashupati seal, depicting a yogi-like figure surrounded by animals, is seen by many scholars as a precursor to the Hindu deity Shiva, the ascetic lord of animals and destruction/regeneration. The profound connection to water manifested in the Great Bath and other ritual bathing structures. Also continued. The practice of ritual purification through bathing in sacred rivers and temple tanks remains a fundamental aspect of Hinduism to this day. Even subtle hints of early yogic postures, observed in some seals and figurines, resonate with the ancient discipline of yoga that would later flourish. Beyond spirituality, their practical innovations also left an indelible mark. The principles of urban planning, though perhaps not replicated on the same grand scale, undoubtedly influenced later settlements. The knowledge of growing specific crops like wheat, barley, and especially cotton, the Indus Valley civilization was among the first in the world to cultivate cotton, continued to be passed down through generations, forming the agricultural backbone of the region. Even some designs in their jewelry and pottery, though undergoing evolution, can be traced in later crafts. Their legacy wasn't a shouting declaration but a quiet, persistent whisper woven into the very fabric of the land and its people. They didn't leave behind monumental temples or heroic sagas praising kings and warriors, because that wasn't their way. Their monuments were their cities, their epics were their peaceful lives, and their enduring message was one of balance, community, and respect for nature. They demonstrated that a complex, sophisticated civilization could thrive for centuries without armies, without a hierarchical power structure, simply by focusing its collective genius on civic welfare, environmental harmony, and artistic expression. Their story stands as a profound counter-narrative to the prevailing assumption that civilization inevitably arises from conquest and centralized authority. For thousands of years, the memory of this remarkable civilization lay buried, hidden beneath layers of silt and sand, a secret held by the earth itself. The mounds that covered Mohenjo-daro and Harappa were just intriguing hills to local villagers, silent guardians of forgotten grandeur. It wasn't until the 19th century that fragments began to emerge, first with the discovery of distinctive seals by Alexander Cunningham, the father of Indian archaeology, though their significance wasn't fully understood at the time. It was in the 1920s, under the leadership of archaeologists like John Marshall, R.D. Banerjee, and Daya Ramsani, that the true scale of what lay buried began to reveal itself. The methodical excavations at Harappa and Mohenjo-daro uncovered vast cities, meticulously planned and astonishingly advanced, predating even the oldest known Vedic cultures of India. The world gasped in collective astonishment. Here was an entire civilization, ancient and sophisticated, that had existed in parallel with ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia, yet had been utterly erased from all recorded history. It was a discovery that reshaped our understanding of early human civilization, adding a magnificent, peaceful chapter to the global story. Today, the work of archaeology continues, slowly and carefully peeling back the layers of time, revealing more of their quiet grandeur. Each artifact, each brick, each fragment of pottery speaks to us across the millennia, telling a story not of empires and wars, but of a different kind of power, the power of peaceful coexistence, of collective endeavor, of a profound connection to the earth and its rhythms. As you reflect on this forgotten empire, let the quiet strength of their story settle over you. Imagine the serene harmony of their cities, the gentle flow of their lives, the wisdom embedded in their peaceful ways. Feel the quiet mystery of their decline, not a cataclysmic end, but a soft fading, a natural transformation, like a whisper carried on the wind. Let your thoughts drift with the ancient waters of the Indus, flowing through time, carrying the echoes of a civilization that chose peace. Picture the starlit nights over their silent cities, the soft glow of distant fires, the gentle rustle of the people leaves in the evening breeze. Feel the soft earth beneath your metaphorical feet, grounding you, connecting you to the deep, silent history of humanity. Allow your breathing to deepen, slowing with each gentle exhalation. Imagine the tranquil atmosphere of Mohenjo-daro, the orderly streets, the quiet dignity of its people. Let any worries or tensions softly melt away, like the morning mist under the rising sun. You are safe. You are held in the gentle embrace of this ancient story. The journey through the Indus Valley civilization is now complete. Its quiet legacy lives on, a soft hum beneath the surface of the world, reminding us of what is possible when humanity chooses harmony. May this peaceful tale guide you into a deep, restorative sleep. Let your mind become as still as the ancient Great Bath, filled with calm and tranquility. Drift now, gently, into the soft darkness, into the land of dreams, where whispers of ancient empires mingle with the gentle peace of your own resting mind. Sleep well, knowing that even the most forgotten stories leave their quiet imprints, guiding us towards a restful calm.